Hello and welcome back to the Nihil channel and back to Shining Force Alternate. I am so excited to climb this tower and see what how it looks different more than this, because this looks awesome. I'm loving this.
Those were always there, but I think you started
Were they?
just like several tiles up, so you could only see
You start
part
like
of it.
here or something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I never noticed that. Oops. Yeah, I really like those. They look like
'Cause
little
those-
dinosaurs.
Those sprites are definitely there.
Oh, hello. I'll talk to you in a moment. Oh, a devil lance, okay. What else we got? Is that Torasu or something?
Probably the priest.
That power line. Oh, the devil lance looks wild. I actually want Xeno to use it, because he's fallen a little bit behind.
He needs a new weapon.
He does. May give the devil lance to somebody. Give it to Amon, maybe? Yeah.
I mean, she's the only one that can use it.
Luckily, I hid when Darksol's forces took over the tower. Do you need my services? Oh, I went all the way back and healed, but he put a priest right there. Well, that's nifty. I won't complain. Protect milk. Okay, who should use that? Give it to Elliot. I also don't know if I gave Elliot his new sword. I did not. There we go. Oh, he's not even wearing that ring either. Let's remedy that. There we go, now he's got some good defense. And he already had okay defense. Stop them! Lord Darksol must not be disturbed. I am so done with these damn clones. Charge! Alright, this is a fun map in the original. Oh. Fallen Samurai. Okay, they are terrifying. The 74 attack. Okay. Demon Master. These still the Fire Harpies? Yeah. Alright, well. Oh, he changed this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That looks nicer. A lot less kind of aimless running. What do you...
Looks like he may have used the wrong sprites on that back wall, though.
Oh, whoops. Where?
To the right, where the stairs normally are. So you can see the wall. Yeah, the wall texture isn't smooth like it is everywhere else.
Oh, yeah, I never would have noticed that without you pointing it out, though.
I've played around with the Shining Force tiles enough to where I can notice those.
I would imagine.
I can't do any sprite work, but
No,
I know when something doesn't look right.
Yeah, it's cool, though, that you've messed with it so much. I don't know if I told you, I've started messing with, not in the Shining Force engine, because I think that's just a bit above my head. But I did purchase SRPG Studio, and have been messing around with it a little bit.
Yeah, I think you mentioned a little bit about that.
It's pretty neat. It's definitely easy enough that even I can understand it, which means anybody could. Even the programming stuff, like, the programming stuff even makes sense to me. And I think that's pretty impressive. It actually looks a lot like your thing.
Yeah, most of the different IDEs and whatnot are gonna have that very similar feel to them, at least in terms of game development.
Makes me
unless it's something like Unity or Unreal, which there's a lot of bloat and stuff in there.
It makes me feel like, though, that maybe I'm gonna need to make my own SRPG at some point. I don't know if I'll do that with SRPG Studio or if I'll wait and use your engine, or both, you know.
Depends on what you want to do. Because you have to understand for the evil ring?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Guess he changed that then. Because depending on what you're looking to do, that usually determines what development tools and stuff that you use. So, for example, if you're making a Shining Force game, do not choose RPG Maker.
No, but it's SRPG Maker.
Right.
Which definitely makes it a lot easier. To where I feel like you could make a Shining game, it would... I mean, the out-of-battle stuff would be difficult, though.
Right, and that is one of those things. Like, RPG Maker, the out-of-battle stuff, you could totally do. But in-battle stuff, getting, like, battle cutscenes and stuff to work...
I wonder if you could do... I don't know. I'm like, they really should put out a combined version. I wonder if they know there might be demand for that. Like, combine whatever the newest RPG Maker is with SRPG Maker. I don't even know if it's the same people, though.
Probably not.
Oh, they look neat.
The thing is, with RPG Maker, it is designed to create one very specific type of game.
Yes, I have seen.
And whenever you see a game made in RPG Maker, they all look identical.
They do. And SRPG Maker is not different in that respect. They do a lot of damage. Oh my gosh, they're terrifying. Yeah, SRPG Maker is not that different. You can make it not look the same, because Walk with the Living is built on that, and it looks different, and there's a couple others that I've seen, but
obviously
if you're...
it depends on your particular art style.
Attack 3, defense 4. Okay, we're a little better.
Nice. He might actually be able to hit 4 damage for once.
Maybe. Uh-oh.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people use the built-in RPG Maker assets because, I mean, that's the whole point of RPG Maker, is to use their built-in templates and stuff to build your own game. Hence why everything looks similar.
Yeah.
But you could easily take an RPG Maker game and use, say, Shining Force assets, and the entire look and feel of the game changes.
Yeah.
It would still play the same as an RPG Maker game, but visually it would look different enough to where it would, you know, grab your attention and not necessarily look like, hey, this was made in RPG Maker.
Yeah. With SRPG Maker as well, I've noticed that, I don't know why people tend to use the same assets, because, like, after looking through their asset list, they actually do have a good amount. So I'm like, I don't know why a lot of people choose the same main character. There's, like, a little bit more art for that character, but it's, like, kind of negligible when everyone uses it, you know? It's like, I would rather you just not.
Because...
if you're that concerned, ask someone to do a new face for you, like... There's so many artists, like, I know it's... You can be on a tight budget, but it's like, getting one face done with, like, 3 expressions is gonna cost, like, $10 probably. If you know where to look, if you ask the right person. Like, that's such an easy thing to do.
Yeah, I mean... But two, a lot of these people are hobbyists, and they don't have money to just throw, and they don't have connections. Like, they don't necessarily know where to look to hire somebody. And to be fair, most games that people make in these systems are unfortunately never finished. So to throw money at something like that early on is a bit difficult. But then, you know, let's say you get to the end game, like you've got everything completed. I'm not sure how easy it is to swap out assets in RPG Maker.
You could. At least in SRPG Maker you can. It just would take time. I mean, it would be tedious. But, like, you could do it.
Because in Game Maker, I know that if I have a sprite, and I just change the resource file for that particular sprite, like, that's all I have to do. All of the reflections get updated in my game.
I think you would have to do more than that. You might have to change it, like, per level. I'm not entirely sure.
In something like RPG Maker, SRPG Maker, I know generally the way it works is kind of similar to where you have a resource, you have a sprite, say, like, you know, character 1, but if you add character 3, and you want character 1 to use character 3, and everywhere in your code, you're checking for, you know, character 1 instead of character 3. Now you have to go and update every instance of that in your code.
Yeah, you would. That's why obviously, I'm like, you could do it, but yeah, I get it being tedious, but it's also, like, the way that I am about things, like, especially something like that, if you've worked, you know, for months on a game, don't you, like, want it to be perfect? Like, as big as as draining as that might be, like, it's just something you gotta bite the bullet and do if it's gonna make it better in the end. Better by a significant amount like that.
See, that is something that people don't understand about game development, is, you know, when you just start getting into it, whether you're doing, you know, something simple like RPG Maker or whatever, don't start with remaking your favorite game from your childhood.
Yeah.
Because then you end up spending years on it and it's still not done.
And you can't profit from it when you're done.
First,
make a small project that you can finish.
A small game that has, like, maybe 1 or 2 levels to it, something that you could just learn from, make it really, really good, and something that you can call complete in the end. As short as it is. It might only have, like, 10 or 20 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah.
But
that's enough.
As long as you can call it done, that's all you need.
Yeah.
And then you can take that project, all of the things that you learned from that project, and then move on to a bigger project. And generally the way they tell you to do this is, like, you spend a week or 2 on your first project, then you do maybe a month or 2 on your second project, and then you can sort of go into, like, longer time span projects.
Yeah, I would call that good advice. Forward. Because messing around with it, like, a lot of it is just really simple, learning really simple stuff. And I've talked about, I might upload some tutorials when I have some free time on how to do some of these things in SRPG Maker, because there's a lot of support for, like, really complex coding things, but when I was first starting with it, just sitting down out of the box, it was like, how do I put rock on ground? And there was not a lot of support for things like that. The stuff that is a little bit more, should be self-explanatory, potentially, but it's just kind of not. It's still a little difficult.
It was like when I was adding the spellcast animation to the game, not the in-battle cutscene spellcast animation. So, like, not that one there, but for, I think this only appears in Shining Force 2, might also in Shining Force 1, but the black outline around the overworld sprites flashes white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had to dive into um, actual like graphics shader code in order to do that. Obviously, I could have created a spellcast animation sprite for every single character, but that's a pain.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that. So
I really hope Maxine can't be reached by this guy and the samurai as well.
yeah, that would be a game over.
Uh-oh. Okay, well...
There's still one more, though.
Yeah, oh... I was like, well, Diane can take hits. 2 of them. No, she can't.
Not.
Okay, if he does 30, we're done. Well, they hit stupid hard.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yes it is. I think I will just cut back to when we're a little bit closer. So we will see you in a minute. We are back. Let's see, so I've boosted Elliot, which was totally my idea. Chaos Wizard didn't give me that at all. No, he may have suggested that a little bit. Yeah, now Elliot's gonna draw those guys in for us. So, because I don't remember where we were, I've been playing another game lately that is very fun. I stayed up very late playing this. I've talked about before, I really like the Dynasty Warriors games, and that entire Warriors-like series. I've also given Maxine a boost. I stayed up super late playing, oh, he got a double because I used the boost. That's great, but that's a little annoying, so I don't need it yet. I stayed up super late playing Dynasty Warriors 4 Empires, and those are so much fun. I've never played any of the Empires games before, which adds like a strategy game element to the Warriors series. You have to like decide how you're gonna run your country and stuff, or your country, your little province, and then if you're gonna invade people or be friends with them, things like that. It's really fun.
Even with that boosted attack, Elliot still almost died.
Yeah, it's good that Maxine took one of those. Man, I didn't think he had that kind of range. So that was also my bad. I can't like reach, so. Is there anybody that needs heals? No, not really. Just have to wait.
These are the last of the samurai.
I see what you did there.
Okay, that was not intentional, but I'll take it.
I actually haven't seen that movie as much as I like samurai stuff.
I haven't either.
I've heard good things, though. Alright, we need to really get rid of these guys.
Yeah. Definitely a priority.
Yeah, let's just freeze 3 of them. Hit them with everything we can.
Maybe someone will survive.
I'm hoping to not let them attack again. I should not stand there. Oh, come on. I mean, that's not ideal.
Oh, he's got the evil ring.
Yeah. That's much more ideal. That was like one of the best spells I've ever done. That was really helpful.
Because it actually has the range.
Do I want to do that?
I wonder if that means that Freeze 3 or 4 has that radius.
I'll have Maxine run over here. That was a lot of damage.
Yeah.
There we go. Wow.
You're gonna have to either take out or block the mage too.
I'm thinking about it. That sucks. Do I sack Elliot here? I don't really want to.
Could.
So I'm like, I could just come up here and like flurry.
Well, you could hang him back, put him on the wall, attack the mage.
Here?
That way the mage is gone, and then Lo might be able to heal him.
But then Maxine. He looks, I like that sword more. With, like, the art. Yeah, it'll give another target that's not Maxine. Okay, Boken can get in and heal Maxine. And then Lo can go heal Elliot. Before I forget to, I was going somewhere with that tangent. I think it would be super cool to do like a Shining Force Warriors at some point. I really, I haven't played the second Fire Emblem Warriors. I do own it, but I wanted to finish Three Houses first. And, the first one was kind of eh, but I could see Shining Force Warriors being really, really cool. And I've thought about making a video on, like, what a hypothetical version of that would look like. Picking, like, the roster and stuff, averaging first entries, you know, for a Warrior spin-off, and who you should prioritize, who would be cuttable.
I don't know much about the Warriors franchise, but I would at least be able to know whether or not it would work.
Yeah, I definitely think it would
Once I
work.
start seeing some ideas.
Obviously, there's not a huge reason for them to do it, because...
Yeah.
But I don't know what the most niche thing they've done is. They just did one, a Warrior spinoff for Token Ranbu. And I don't know how big that is. In the US, not at all. And if you don't know what that is, I don't blame you. It is, as far as I understand, they take the weapons of, like, famous historical people and make them into sexy anime boys. Yeah. Also, while we were, cut away, I realized we could do this. And it's not very good, but I wanted to show you guys that you can use the Orb of Light. I thought that was neat. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how well Token Ranbu does overseas. I'm guessing much better if they're making a spin-off game for it, but I don't know, I've just got hopes that Shining Force will be revived once again. And I do think that would be a fun spin-off to do. Lobo's really getting some levels here that are helping him a lot.
Yeah, he's got some decent attack power now.
I want to keep healing him up.
Yeah, he's definitely hurting a bit.
That, but I need him full health because I want him and Amon to go deal with those flyers. Because I'd kind of...
Eight health should be enough.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I don't need them to if they're gonna come down to me. Like that. Because that's already pretty generous. The fire harpies are just annoying because they can put me to sleep. I don't think they're, like, particularly scary, though.
Yeah, their damage is pretty negligible. Their breath attack kind of hurts, but... in terms of how dangerous they are, not really.
Yeah, I'm not too afraid of them. Alright, hit, please. There we go. Xeno also has fallen behind in levels, which is not helping him. Yeah, it'll help a little. So much MP spent healing Elliot.
If you could have casted heal 4, it would have just immediately boosted him to full.
Yeah, but I think it's cheaper MP-wise to do it the way I'm doing it. I could be wrong about that. But you have to have, like, a ton of HP, like, max HP to make that worth it. What are you saying?
Yeah, it's typically more worth it in Shining Force 2 where the health pools are a lot larger, but... And you got the mana to burn.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that he changed how much MP costs here, so... I'm sure it is at least a lot more viable.
To use large ones?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. You know, I kind of felt like Elliot should have fire breath, but then I remember when Blue does his breath, it looks electric, so... I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, that always kind of shocked me about Blue as well, because that is definitely not fire that he's breathing.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't think that there is a... I don't know how easy it would be to spin the flame breath animation around.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Because that is specifically designed for background to foreground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had not considered that. Do you have anything? Does your TNT do things? No? Okay.
That is one of the many animations that I have not looked at in detail.
The fire breath?
Yep.
I think it's not too bad. It's just rotating circles, I think.
I mean, yeah. There's typically, at least what I find, is that there's a lot more nuance to it, to all of the animations when you actually slow it down and go frame by frame to see what's actually happening, which I have done for several of them. But yeah, I mean, the issue with like flame breath and stuff is that there really isn't an easy way to, at least for me, to test said things, because, you know, obviously I could put myself next to the Kraken, and if I'm in a particular spot, it'll use bubble breath. That's easy enough to do. But when you place yourself next to, say, Cerberus, they don't always use flame breath, so then you have to constantly like restart over and over again. You can use
the control enemies thing, and then that might give you access to it. I forget. Oh wait, that's not. I think you can mod that into this.
You can. I don't know how to do that. So
yeah, but you could figure it out.
That is my thing, but
with everything else you've done, I feel like that'd be one of the easier things. I like that I say these things with just no bearing.
So, Tyadrin has showed me what things look like on the modding side a couple times, and it reminds me a lot of Assembler, which is not fun. I know it's not all like that, but there are definitely it's got a bit of a learning curve to it.
I would imagine.
I like my regular just modern day programming syntax better.
You mean it's hard to make a 30-year-old game do stuff that it wasn't intended to do?
Mm-hmm.
Shocking. I can't believe it. No, the stuff that you guys are able to do with this game is really, really amazing. I don't know how y'all do half of this.
Well, that's the thing too, is all of these tools and stuff that were built in order to be able to do this as well. Because, like, none of this is even possible without things like the actual modding tools themselves, which were, you know, I don't know what Shining Force 1's is, but I know Shining Force 2 is, like, the Caravan. Like, without those tools, it becomes a lot less accessible. And yeah, somebody initially had to sit down and just deconstruct the game and find out how to pull it all apart and put it into a nice, friendly user interface. So
yeah,
it is certainly impressive to see how far things have come. And even what they're still pulling apart too, because there are a lot of old limitations that have now been passed. Obviously, there's still a lot of like big limitations and stuff that still exist in the game itself, but
they've done a good job at making them feel not that obvious.
Yep.
I mean, the reconstructed maps on this are nuts.
Map data, I believe, is fairly simple to modify. It's just other things like adding another 3 party members. Especially when you're at the party member limit. There are definitely a lot of things like that.
So here's a question. If you remove party members, like what Erican's been doing in this, does that give you, like, more options?
You mean if you kill off a character and then do that, or
yeah.
Do you mean like you replace the Jogger character with someone else?
No, I mean like when the way he's been killing characters off.
See, that's a good question, because as of right now, I don't believe we have seen all of the characters.
You're probably right, so we don't know how much he's able to do.
So I'm not sure about that, because remember, when you get to like endgame Shining Force, you have enough for like 3 full parties.
Mm-hmm.
But something that may be possible, and perhaps this is a utility thing on his end, or perhaps this is a way around it. When Aleph got killed, Astral joined the party. It is the exact same character class, and more or less the exact same spell list, if I'm remembering correctly. It is possible that he may be able to replace a character with another. So, like, when you promote a character that has a portrait change, like Blue, for example.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. That's a different portrait, so you could potentially sneak in another character that way.
Potentially. It could be something like that, where all he did was replace the sprites, and internally, that is still your original character, but
it changed
just
the name as well.
Sprites. Or it could just be that we have not hit the limit yet, and I think that one is probably the more likely of the two. Because again, there are a lot of NPCs that have portraits and stuff just in Shining Force in general as well.
Yeah. Xeno's doing a lot. Attack 6. There we go. Now he's catching up.
I don't know how difficult it is to add portraits, what their limitations are on that, versus, I know characters are, like, locked down hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
But
attack 3, I'll take it.
Elliot is still a beast.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. Get rid of that one. There we go. Getting a lot of money from this, too.
Gold is one of those things that's, like, almost worthless in every Shining game. The only time it comes up is if you die, like, a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it happens in Shining Force 1. I know Shining Force 2 is, like, if your main character dies, your gold is cut in half.
Yeah.
But, I mean, without that penalty, gold is next to useless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did just die, so maybe I did just lose half my gold.
Alright, you had about 15,000 beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been paying attention to how much these guys are dropping, but...
Couple hundred.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That boost spell didn't last very long. Can she one-shot Varios? No, okay.
That is just sad.
Now that he's caught... Well, he's caught up a little bit. Not a ton, but a little bit. It's not as sad as it was a couple chapters ago. I want to make sure we get EXP out of this for people that need it. So, forgive me for taking a little bit longer.
And then it turns around and does like this crazy AoE that just wipes out your entire party.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about it. That's why we're not going to delay too long. We'll just give it to Maxine, whatever.
And if this was a game on Steam, that would be an achievement.
Yep. I know there's a website that created achievements for Shining Force.
Yeah, I remember that.
They're all, like, self-reported, though, which I think is cool. Like, it's all self-reported achievements for, like, retro games. Neat idea.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Darksol, I have failed. They're coming into the tower. Get in there, quickly. We did our best to keep him from reaching the top for as long as we could. Maybe you are strong enough to succeed where we have failed. Rest easy, soldiers. You have no doubt honored your Shogun. We better keep moving, Maxine. I concur, Maxine. Time is of the essence.
Oh, you know, Lo could heal those two guys, and then you could have two.
I didn't even do that.
Amazing tanks.
It just walked for me. Too late, Maxine. You have failed. It has begun. What have you done? This tower's purpose was to bring back to an ancient castle. Bring power back to an ancient castle hidden beneath the sea, if I can read. And now the castle has risen from the waves, and I am one step closer to my goal. Mwahaha. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a... Wait, what's this? A shuriken in my back. Your time has come, Darksol. Hanzo stabs Darksol in the chest with his katana. Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Well, we beat the game.
Fool, you think your little sword is going to stop me? I am Darksol, the Scourge of Rune. I should have gone for the head. I get the reference. Maybe. I grow tired of these feeble attempts. Musashi's assassins have been a real nuisance. Now, as I was saying, I have a dark dragon to resurrect and awaken from its slumber. I have failed, my Shogun. No, you have brought honor to your Shogun. He would be proud of you. Be at peace. I mean, it's not really your fault that stabbing him in the chest does not kill him.
Right.
A very noble attempt. Maxine, we should head back to Sasebo and consult Shogun Musashi. I always thought that should have flavor text, like...
Yeah, it definitely...
Oh, and they're just gone. It definitely what?
It definitely feels like it should have.
Yeah.
Some kind of something. Because we don't even necessarily know what it is.
Looking around a little bit here. I don't think he put any secrets here. But... I'm always suspicious when there's like a corner of the map there's no reason to go to. I'll search that, those tiles that you noticed too. Yeah, nothing. Oops. Okay. Trying to be thorough.
I think what he did for those was, by default, the edge tiles have a black line on them, and he probably just put some. He probably just replaced the middle three instead of the ones on the side as well.
We'll res Diane real quick, and then we'll go talk to Shogun Musashi. Can I get through here? I can.
like the entire thing.
Oh, I thought for a second, I was like, can I? No. Okay.
Yeah, I was not expecting you to be able to walk through that part, but...
I wasn't either. That's when I was like, eh? Oh, that's gonna be a pain. I'm not gonna be able to hit those. Can I go up this way? Does it? Yeah, okay. What do you say now? Welcome back. The Shogun is waiting for you. Okay. Is the blacksmith waiting for us, though?
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
It is something I would do. I would just totally overlook that and just leave. Your staff.
Could you imagine if you...
Huh? Fascinating. No more magical elixirs for me. One last thing. Jewel inside may not work if it cracks, so be careful with it.
Okay, so this is gonna be something that restores magic, perhaps on turn or on use.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, we'll shift things around and...
Could you imagine if you like commissioned something from either like the Shining Force 2 Mithril guy or, you know, this guy, and then you come back and he's just like dead in his house?
That would be quite surprising, yeah.
He's coming to like, oh, no, what about my sword?
Oh, it gives him defense, too.
Yeah, I think it's probably got the same stats as the Guardian Staff or whatever it was called.
Mm-hmm. I think we should give his other staff to Henri. Oh, she has that. Should I give the evil rod to her then? Or not evil rod, evil ring probably.
I guess so.
Decisions. Yeah, we'll do that for now. I'll do that? No, let's not do that, because she's got an AoE that makes sense, and he does not. So that can be his for the time being. We'll see what the staff does and how good it is, and then that'll help me make that decision. Are you all happy? I finally am managing my items like a responsible adult.
I usually just sell all my items.
You have returned, Maxine. What news do you bring? I'm sorry, but we failed. Darksol has used the tower to summon a long-lost castle beneath the sea. And since he has both the key and manual, Dark Dragon's return is inevitable. We are doomed, Maxine. Dark Dragon will consume the world. We will be helpless against its power. Yeah, just tell me how you really feel. Shogun Musashi, we request an audience. Do not give up. There's still hope. Prince Abel, it's good to see you fully recovered from your wounds. But who is that little girl, and why is she in my throne room? Her name is Kryn, and if you are wise, you will listen to what she has to say. She's been reading ancient texts and has a plan to stop Dark Dragon. I am listening. Have you ever...
The power to believe yourself.
Have you ever heard of the Chaos Ring? Yeah, it's probably more how she talks. It's a mythical weapon said to harness both powers of light and dark to vanquish evil. Of course, yes, the power of belief. A sword spoken of only in ancient legends. When ultimate evil arises, a sword of both light and darkness can vanquish all evil through the power of friendship. It is not just an ancient legend anymore, because two swords are needed in order to acquire such a powerful artifact. In ancient times, these swords were entrusted to the care of two different kingdoms. Guardiana was given the Sword of Darkness, while the Sword of Light was given to Protectora. I now possess both of these weapons. Amazing! But how can we acquire the Chaos Breaker? Have you tried just rubbing them together?
dual wielding.
Metafa. It is not only where the key to the accursed door was held, it's also a forge. Then you must go there and forge this legendary weapon. Since you first arrived, my workers have been trying to repair the door. Darksol damaged it when he forced his way in, but it should be fully functional by now. Then we should get going. Thank you, Musashi, for everything you've done for me. It's been an honor, Prince Abel of Protectora. Before you go, take my sword, the Demon Bane. May not be as powerful as this Chaos Breaker, but it will serve you well.
That means he's gonna join you.
I think so. Hurry, and bring back the Chaos Breaker. You can do this, Maxine. I know you can. Let's go to Metafa. So, did he join me? Yep. There he is. Oh, he's got May's pendant. 62 attack. What does that do? Oh, it gives him an extra move. Okay. I'm good with that. How are his stats? Oh, I can't look at those. Easily. Alright, but we will have to go through the jail. We will have to go through to Metafa next time. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you supporting and watching the series. Let me know what you're thinking of the story so far, and who you think our next characters will be.
And who the next character death is gonna be.
Oh yeah, that too. Rip Blue. Alright, well, thank you all, and I will see you next time.